This upcoming Saturday is the pre-order date for probably one of the most anticipated Horus Heresy / Siege of Terror books. It is none other than Echoes of Eternity, written by Aram Dembski-Bowden. Now, why is this probably one of the most anticipated books of the series? It's because it's about Sanguinius, but not just about the Primarch of the Blood Angels. It's about Sanguinius holding the Eternity Gate. Probably one of the greatest stories or greatest events that we're told in the Imperium, where Sanguinius himself stands before a vast, endless army of chaos, defending the Gate Solus to stop the enemy breaching the Imperial Palace, the Sanctum Imperialis, which leads to the Golden Throne and, of course, the Emperor himself. Now, the story we're told is that Sanguinius holds his ground against these vast armies of Chaos Space Marines, demons, and all the other nasties that come along with Chaos. But the main event that happens at the Eternity Gate is that the Demon Lord, or the Demon Prince of Khorne, Karbanda, reveals himself one more time to Sanguinius, and they have a epic battle. Now, for those of you who are not really caught up with the story, we may go into a little bit of a spoiler territory here regarding Cygnus Prime, where Karbanda and Sanguinius have already had a fight. If you've read that story, then you know the outcome of it. Of course, Sanguinius is triumphant over Karbanda, and he yeets him back into the warp. And this is Karbanda's chance at revenge against Sanguinius and also the Blood Angels Legion. But I am not convinced, because I think this is going to go down completely different from what we've had before. Now, I've spoken about this plenty of times, and this is why I'm so certain this is going to happen, because the story itself, the breadcrumbs, if you follow them, are leading to this epic moment, not between Karbanda and Sanguinius, but between Angron and Sanguinius. One of the biggest debates we always see when it comes to the fandom of Primarchs is who is the greatest Primarch. I know we talk about this all the time, we laugh about it all the time. I am like dead certain that Rogo Dawn is the best because, of course, he's my gene father. Other people say Angron, people say Conrad Kurz, the Lion, Sanguinius. What I do know is that Angron and Sanguinius are probably in the top 3 when it comes to combatant Primarchs. Like, these are the bee's knees. They know how to wield a weapon and crush a foe on the battlefield. Angron at this time is a absolute monster. He is not like the Angron that we all remember from the earlier days of the Great Crusade. He's ascended now to his demonhood. He serves his Lord Khorne. And one of the main things that we're told reading the Siege of Terror is just how unstoppable Angron is. That is actually one of the key points to his story, is that nothing can stop Angron. Guns, custodies, space marines, Imperial Guard, no matter what you throw against Angron, he bats them aside and keeps going forward. Actually, one of the only things that has been able to stop him is the seals on the Imperial Palace. But as the threat of chaos grows, then the seals grow weaker and Angron can enter more into the palace. And I personally think this is where we're going to get the confrontation. Because of the seals growing weaker and weaker, it means Angron can push more and more in the palace, and he eventually arrives at the Eternity Gate, ready to breach it, going to the Sanctum Imperialis and rip his father from his Golden Throne. But there's only one problem. That is, the Great Angel is defending the gate. Really, the only person, or the only Primarch, or the only being, I would say, in the galaxy at this time that can actually stand up to Angron and his immense power. And can I just add how symbolic this battle would be as well? It would be absolutely beautiful just to visualize a literal angel, because that's what Sanguinius is at this moment in time. He is an angel. He has wings, he's clad in golden armor, he's blonde, he's supposed to be absolutely beautiful, and he's fighting a demon. It kind of has that poetic image of Gabriel fighting Lucifer. That's what I've always said. It sets up that brother versus brother defending basically the heavens. That's what it is. That's what the Golden Throne is. It's basically the heaven of the Imperials. Without it, then they are nothing. The Emperor is technically a god. I know that people don't believe it. Maybe the Emperor doesn't believe it himself, but that's what I see it as. And to have these two absolute titans clash in front of the Eternity Gate is something that I cannot wait to read. That's if it actually happens, by the way. I'm not saying that this is 100%. Nothing is 100%. I just think that with all the evidence that we've had so far, it's going to lead up to this titanic moment. One thing I really want to see when it comes to Sanguinius is Sanguinius Unleashed. We've seen bits of Sanguinius Unleashed at this point. Sanguinius taking on a full Titan maniple and absolutely obliterating it. Sanguinius swooping down at the siege, fighting against, traitor space marines, but we haven't seen it in full motion. And I think this is the time now. This event at the Eternity Gate is where we're going to witness the true potential, the true horror of Sanguinius, because Sanguinius himself, even though he may look like an angel, he's a Primarch, and you can argue that he himself is a monster. And for him to unleash all his rage, all his bloodlust on these traitors is going to be an absolute sight to behold, and I think it's going to be absolutely beautiful from a loyalist standpoint, from a space marine standpoint, from a Primarch standpoint, from a blood angel standpoint. It's going to be beautiful to behold, seeing Sanguinius unleashed upon his brothers, upon demon Primarchs, upon the traitors who have come before his father and the Imperium. Now, just before we end the video, I just want to say, because I know people are going to say this, well, what does that mean for Karbanda? I actually do think Karbanda will be at the siege, and this can go two ways, I think, because Karbanda hates the Blood Angels. He hates Sanguinius, what he did in Cygnus Prime. He was supposed to be the big prize and stuff like that, but I think that Sanguinius could still fight Karbanda, but it won't really be that much of a matchup, because we've seen already what happened when Sanguinius fought Karbanda. In the Cygnus Prime campaign, I'm actually forgetting what the book's called now, I forgot who actually wrote it, but it was kind of an easy battle. I say easy battle, Sanguinius was put in a coma and stuff like that, but when he went to the Temple of Bones, he broke through, and again, we got to see that little bit of the rage of Sanguinius, and he absolutely beasted Karbanda in that cathedral. There was no effort to him at all once he unleashed that rage. Maybe another point is that Sanguinius will actually fight two demons. It will be his brother Angron and Karbanda at the same time. Or maybe, just maybe, that Angron challenges Karbanda for the right to fight his brother, them two fight, and then it's up to Sanguinius to fight the winner. Maybe that's what could happen. Again, there's so many theories about this, but what I personally think, and this is just me, 100% I think that no matter what, Sanguinius will fight Angron in some type of way. He'll fight him in front of the Eternity Gate. He's got to break Angron over his knee. That means Angron will be banished back into the warp. When Angron's banished back into the warp, Sanguinius then sees the armies of chaos flee before the Eternity Gate, and then the call comes for Sanguinius to go aboard the Vengeful Spirit and aid his father. And the reason why Sanguinius maybe falls to Horus on the ship is because he's completely worn out fighting Angron. Angron and that battle before the Eternity Gate has took so much of the speed, so much of the strength from Sanguinius that he's not fully fit to fight Horus, and that's maybe why Horus just completely KOs Sanguinius. I know you can argue that Horus is fully juiced up on his Chaos Roids, but yeah, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be amazing. I cannot wait to get this book. I cannot wait to read this book. I cannot wait to see what happens at the Eternity Gate. This has been a long time coming now. This is something that we've been wanting to get more information of for years and years and years, and we're finally at this point now where we're going to get it. And I truly think that it's going to be one of the best things that we've read, or if you listen to an audiobook like me, that we're going to listen to in a long, long time. Anyway, Chaperoonios, that's enough waffling from me, as always. If you've got any thoughts, feedback, any of your theories, what you're looking forward to in the next book, Echoes of Eternity, what are you looking forward to during this, like the end stage now of the Siege of Terror? Is there going to be more plot twist, anything like that? Post it down below, and we can have a nice little talk down there, as we always do. See you now, have a great day, and bye-bye.